welcome back to another showcase video, and I am finally doing a showcase video for my Lego custom Daredevil from She-Hulk, which Daredevil was like the only thing I cared about for She-Hulk. It was like the only thing I cared about, and it was the only episode I watched for She-Hulk. And when I saw he was going to be wearing like his yellow suit, I knew I instantly wanted to make it. So, yeah, and I've been going through so much trouble making this figure, like I think in September, but I think in October, I actually went to full gear on this figure and made it look actually good, and you'll see what the figure looked like before at some point in this video. But overall, I worked so long on this figure. It was a very complicated figure to do. It was inspired by MGF Customs figure in some points, in some parts of the figure, but overall, it's just my own thing. So, anyways, guys, with all of that, let's get started. So, one thing I do want to mention is that in the intro of the video, I said that this figure was my own thing, except it kind of is, but at the same time, it's not, because this figure is heavily inspired by a 3D render of Daredevil, like from Instagram. I don't know the user's name, but he made a really cool 3D render Daredevil, which I just used as inspiration and reference for some areas of the figure. So I may post like a reference for that picture, like I'll post a picture of that figure on there, and like might find the user's name. But overall, I just use this figure as reference. So starting off with the helmet, this helmet is actually version 2, because the old helmet was oh,
hell no, man.
We don't talk about that. So we're just gonna talk about like the new version I did, which looks 100 times better from whatever I did with that old helmet. My God, that looked so thick. But whatever, the new helmet just looks so much better. And basically, what I did for the new helmet is that I basically just sculpted the top half of the main figure. I just sculpted the top half and just painted this. Okay, just let this open and just left this untouched and just painted this. And it does have 2 custom mix colors. It's my own custom metallic yellow color. It doesn't look too metallic, but like does have like kind of like a shimmer effect to it, or kind of like it's like like a metallic look to it. And I don't know if you can see that, but whatever. And this is kind of like a ginger mixed with gold type of color that I made, which is kind of like supposed to represent like the undersuit of like that of like the kind of like the yellow part of like the suit, which looks pretty good. As you can see, like the gray detail is there. I think it looks better on this side than on this side. In my opinion, I think it just looks better on that side. The face, I think it does kind of like match Charlie Cox's likeness, but I do think it's kind of like it doesn't resemble to him, but it does resemble him at the same time. It's kind of like a 50-50 thing. But overall, I'm happy with it, and that's what matters. The torso was heavily inspired by MGF Customs Daredevil figure. Link description to like his Defender showcase like I made back in 2017. I'll link that in the description below to go for you to go check out his figure, which looks just really cool and just really clean. Which he did update earlier this year, so that's pretty cool. So basically, what I did was I basically just applied 3D pieces on here. What he did, he basically kind of like applied 3D pieces to like the designs of like I would say like the kind of like the chest pads or whatever they are, and just applied multiple 3D pieces on, which were very, very complicated to cut and glue, but I managed to get through it. And it looks pretty good. And actually, they have some trouble with the red. I was originally going to use like a dark, normal red maroon color, which really didn't look that well. So I basically just went with a normal red, and I had so much trouble just like painting this on. I just had so much trouble with it, but overall, it looks pretty good. Like this part here is a 3D piece, and these bits are just painted on here, and you can see some like that gold, you can see like kind of like that the dark gold color around here. You can see it there and there. You can see it up here. So that looks pretty cool. So now, before we move on to the arms, I'm just gonna show the back. The back was inspired by like a 3D render of Daredevil on Instagram. I'll try to find that post and like post it. Trying to find that post and like that user and just put a community post on it. But overall, the back is fairly accurate. It really doesn't like match like the torso, because like the torso has like gray outlines, but the back does not. I mean, it does have like some gray bits here, but it's mainly just it's basically just dark red and black, which looks pretty cool and pretty clean if you ask me. So yeah, now we can talk about the arms. The arms, I would say, are easy. Unlike, I think, like the cleanest part of this figure, right next to the legs. The arms are just like fully painted. There's no 3D pieces or anything like that. Even though I did want to apply 3D pieces to like the old arm, which I actually did, but it didn't look that well, and I absolutely hated it, because I originally applied a 3D piece around here and a 3D piece around here because I wanted the shoulder pads to be raised. But I really didn't do that, so what I did was I just applied multiple layers of paint to the shoulder pads to at least give them some form of definition, but overall, at the same time, just at least just look good and not look like a mess. And I did want to paint these rings here, or at least like those, whatever they are, on his gloves, which looks pretty cool, and you can see that great detail there. And surprisingly, this great detail does like this great design does not continue until the back of the arms, which I'm just very curious about. But when I was looking at my reference, I was like, wait, why is that? Why? It's like that's not design, not on there, and my lights, it's not working. But overall, it doesn't really matter, and it looks pretty cool. No painted hand detail at all. You can see there's no paint hand detail, because eventually that paint's gonna rub off. But the batons are pretty cool. They're basically just it's like my old my old crappy Daredevil makeshift figure I made like back in early 2021, and it was just one full separate piece. I basically just like cut them in half and just painted them in a normal red, and just like paint like the silver tips in there. And you can see like something like that paint rub is going there, which is why I did not paint the like the your bottoms of like those batons, and they look pretty good if you ask me. They look pretty good and work with the figure pretty well. Now we can finally talk about the legs, which you really can't skip leg day while making Lego minifigures. You just can't skip leg day. But in this case, the legs were actually kind of easy to do. Not in terms of like 3D pieces, but in terms of paint work. The legs were just so easy for paint work for me, apparently. And I had no trouble like painting the designs on here. But the knee pads, these knee pads here, and like these straps here are 3D pieces, and so is the holster, are all fully painted, and looks pretty good. And like I said, the legs were kind of easy, were really easy to paint, and you can see all the design going around there. You can see like this design there, like from like that custom mixed color there. It does have like a bit of a gold outline, and on the other side it's getting covered up by like the straps. But I did manage to paint a bit of that design on there so that it can look consistent with the other leg. And overall, it looks pretty good. Not too much going on the sides of the legs. When I check my references, there's not too much going on the sides of the legs. And the back of the legs are just very simple. Now, I really didn't continue like 3D piece to here. But when I checked my reference, like this design like this strap really didn't continue onto here, which is like really surprising. But I still painted that on there, and I did paint the back of the legs. And of course, like always, I did paint the inside of the legs. Like there's really no detail like on the red area, but like the boots do have like paint detail, which basically not match the design from here. And they look pretty good. So overall, I think that's pretty much going to be it for Daredevil from She-Hulk. I didn't want to make She-Hulk or Princess Fiona or whatever, but I just wanted to make Daredevil because I never really got a chance to watch like the old Netflix Daredevil series, because those were just way too violent for me, and my like can work. So I really didn't get a chance to watch them because they were way too brutal for me. But I hope I can finally watch a proper Daredevil series on Disney Plus with Daredevil Born Again, which is one of my most anticipated Marvel shows coming out. So Overall, with all that said, I think it's time to wrap up this video. So guys, that's going to be it for my Daredevil showcase, or like my She-Hulk Daredevil showcase. Hope you all enjoyed this figure. I'm super proud of, and I'm so happy for you, for whoever has ever made it this far of the video. I really did take my time with this figure, and I'm just so proud of how it turned out. And this figure, kind of like the incomplete version, will be featured in my Avengers Secret Wars version 1 trailer, so look out for that. And maybe a surprise figure, which I really haven't showed yet, but we will see. So overall, guys, that's going to be it for this showcase video. Hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to go straight back to work on my Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania figures. I just finished Ant-Man. Ant-Man it looked exactly how I wanted to. I'm already working on the torso. And I do kind of want to talk about that for a minute because I think the Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania project will most likely only be Kang and Ant-Man and maybe Wasp, because I'm going to be very busy in December because I'm going to be having like 2 exams, like one preparation test and like 2 exams for the same topic, which straight up sucks. So wish me luck in that. And then after, I'm most likely going to be traveling for the holidays. So I'm just celebrate Christmas with my family. And I will see if I can do some content there, but now won't be working on any figures. And then in January I'll have exams, so I will try to at least make Ant-Man, Kang, and Wasp. Cassie, I am not too sure about because I don't have too much reference for her, and I don't have too much reference for Wasp's back, and I don't have too much reference for Kang, but Ant-Man's the only figure I actually have reference for. But with that quick update for that was just a quick update for my Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania project on how that's going. I'm just gonna be working on the Ant-Man tour. I'm gonna work on Ant-Man torso for a long time. So overall, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. And I don't know, I might make She-Hulk at some point. I mean, her suit looks pretty cool, so I might do her at some point and make her not look like if Hulk and Fiona had a child or something. Yeah, I'm still gonna be being that joke to the ground of Fiona, She-Hulk looking like Shrek because of how crap the CGI was. But with all that said, hope you all enjoyed, and this is Legomnews signing out. Have a great day, everyone.